Hello everybody, Dr. Don Clum here with YourWellnessTribe.com, and I am here to give one of my most favorite talks that I have, and it's all about calories. I'm going to warn you in advance that this talk right now can seem very controversial. It can seem very counterintuitive. It can actually go against or contradict a lot of the things that you've learned maybe from your doctor, from government programs and recommendations, or other weight loss type of programs that you've done in the past. And that's simply okay. I'm fully aware of that. But what we're about to go over is really how the body works. And when you understand this, you will be liberated from the chains of calories, calorie counting, and the whole concept that calories affect your weight. They're only a small part of it, and I'll explain why. Let's go right into it. Everyone knows the old story about calories. Calories in versus calories out. If you have calories in the form of food going into your body or energy going into your body, and it's the same amount going in as there is going out in the form of heat, in your body movement, and the functioning of your body, what have you, then your body stays at an equilibrium, especially weight-wise. Same coming in as going out, everything stays the same, they say, right? Now, if you have more coming in than you have coming out, there's a surplus, right? And what happens to that surplus? That's how we gain weight, they say, right? That makes fat. The surplus gets stored as fat. Follow me? So now, on the other side, if you have fat and you have less going in than you have going out, the body takes from the fat to make up the difference and you lose weight, right? That's a very common story. That's what we've been told for 50, 60, 70 years. Problem is, it's not true. The problem is, it has never been true. Back in the 60s and 50s and 70s, they did studies to prove that this is not true. They proved that the calorie equation was never able to predict weight loss or weight gain. It wasn't. They were able to do studies that we can't do today. They did studies in prisons, in universities. They had starvation studies. They had things that wouldn't fly here today, and they knew this. They would put people on a low-calorie diet, and the weights were all over the place. Some people didn't lose weight. Some people lost a lot of weight, and it was never as they predicted according to calories. They also did the opposite. They overfed people, sometimes up to 10,000 calories a day, and they calculated their weight. And the same thing happened. Some people gained a lot of weight. Some people gained a little weight. It was not equating to the numbers in the calorie model that we have in front of us. It just didn't add up. It didn't work that way. So it's never been shown to work. So we need to get rid of it and look at what does work. What does control this? Basically, we're talking about our metabolism. Energy in, energy out. That's our metabolism. But here's the deal. Calories do not control our metabolism. Something else does. Let me explain it like this. Money. Everybody knows about money. Everybody has money. It's a good day for me to talk about money. I just got my allowance from my wife, and so I got my money. Now imagine you have a certain amount of money. That's your pay that you get every month, right? And that with that money, you spend it accordingly. You spend it on your house or your physical structure. You spend it on your food and your clothes. You spend it on going out. You spend it on whatever you spend it on. And at the end of the month, if you have some left over, if you have a surplus, usually you put it in the bank and you create a savings account. Hopefully you pay yourself first, but I know how a lot of people think, and it makes sense in this scenario. At the end, what you have left over, you put in your savings account, in your bank account. Your fat on your body is kind of like an energetic or food bank account, right? It's just building up when you have extra. That's the concept, okay? So here, what happens now? What if I just cut your pay? Right? Here you go. Here's your pay. I'm going to take a third of it, and it's gone. Right? You just lost 33% of your pay. You're going to have less money coming in next month as you do this month or you had last month. What are you going to do? If you continue spending at the same rate as you did last month, you're not going to have enough money from your pay. So most people will go to the bank, pull out some of their savings from their bank account and make the difference up. Now, eventually you have to budget. You have to change your spending behavior. Otherwise, you're going to run out of money in the bank. And then when you run out of money every month, you're going to go bankrupt. That's going to be a lot of problems. Nobody wants that. And your body doesn't want that either. The body doesn't want that either. And so that makes people freak out financially. And when we drop the calories or food going into our body, the body can start to freak out too. And what it does is it just drops its spending on the output. The body budgets as well, just like you did with the money. When less is coming in, less will start to go out. Because it's not about the calories, it's about the ratio that's going on in here. And that's all controlled by hormones, and the hormone in control of this mainly is insulin. Insulin is what determines how much fat we store, when we store it, and how we get it off of our body. If insulin is high, it doesn't matter how much is coming in, it's going out. Now look, we all save money for different reasons, right? We might be saving for a house, or for a car, or for kids' braces, whatever it is. And so at the end of the year, or at the end of the time you're saving, you want to be able to take your money and spend it where you want. You want to buy that house. You want to buy that car. You want to get those braces. You follow me? The body does too. The body has that fat bank account, but when insulin is on the scene, when you're insulin resistance, when you have a high exposure to insulin, it locks all that out. The way we save money usually is you get paid in a bank account and you have an automatic withdrawal that goes into your savings, right? And so every month it automatically goes in there and it builds up your bank account. When insulin is on, that's basically turning on the automatic withdrawal, taking some of the energy or the food that you're eating, no matter how much it is, and putting it into fat. It's also playing bank manager. And when you want to get that out, it won't let you. So basically, it's like going to saving up for that year, for that huge family vacation that you want, and you want to go spend your own money, and you can't get it out of the bank. Your bank account's frozen. You have the money, you just can't get it out. You can't spend it. Wouldn't that be frustrating? That can drive people insane. It would make me very upset. And that's what insulin does in the body. First thing it does is it tells the body to store more fat. So it keeps that automatic withdrawal on. It doesn't matter if you went from 2,000 calories to 1,500. If you have insulin dominance going on here, you're still going to put some in fat. And so when you go on a low-calorie diet, you normally eat 2,000 calories and you drop down to 1,500, 500 less to get that pound a week that everyone talks about. Over time, maybe not the first month, but eventually the body goes, hey, I don't like this. I need to budget. And it lowers its metabolism. It lowers its spending going out by the same amount. But if you didn't change certain things, insulin is still there, you're still on automatic withdrawal. Regardless, it doesn't matter if you have less coming in. So then you go, oh man, you plateau, and I'm still gaining weight, or I'm not losing the weight, whatever it is, right? And then you go, oh, I'll cut back a little bit more. The body goes fine, does the same thing. Insulin's on the scene. You're still, if you're not adding fat, you're locking fat and you can't get it out. It's called weight loss resistance, and insulin is right there. And in the meantime, your metabolism has just dropped down. So what happens? You know, when this starts to happen, your body starts to freak out. It doesn't like this state of daily calorie restriction. Just like we wouldn't like it when our money is restricted and we're having problems. We freak out too. We might go get a loan if it's financial or some kind of credit card to bridge the gap. The body freaks out too. And the way it shows it is it screams at us these signals of hunger. We don't get satisfied. We think about hunger. We feel hunger. It bothers us. We have energy swings. All these different things happen. The body's telling us it's freaking out. It's not budgeting well and it's got a problem. So then over time, you've just lowered your intake. I mean, you lowered the amount of food and energy coming in, and you're going crazy being hungry and having all these issues. Finally, you go, forget this. I don't want to do this anymore. And so you go back to eating normal, right? You eat like you were before. You go back eating. You just raised how much you put in, but the metabolism is still low. That's the problem. You just take any more calories now, but the metabolism doesn't go back up. It stays. And so now you really do have a surplus because insulin is still on the scene, and more and more and more is going to fat. That's what creates the yo-yo of the yo-yo diet. You follow me? That's why when you do low-calorie diet, you lose some weight if you're lucky. And then when they go off of it and they eat normal, they put it all right back on and they put it on fast. And most of it comes back as fat. And then some, a little bit extra, because this is all still turned on. You still have the automatic withdrawal. You're still locked out of your fat bank account, and your metabolism has been permanently lowered while you're taking in more food, eating normally. That's a problem. You can see it. It's reported. It's in studies. They've recently did a whole bunch of articles on the Biggest Loser people whose metabolisms have been dropped down for over a year, 2 years, because of their experience on the show, and their metabolism is down 30-40%. And you wonder why there's no reunion, because they all gain the weight back, because they're stuck in that cycle, because they're following the calorie model and not the hormone model. So what we need to do is we need to break free of the insulin. And there's 3 things you have to do to get that weight off and to change the situation. 1 is you have to stop that automatic withdrawal. Stop putting in my bank account. I'm good. Relax. You have to stop that automatic withdrawal. Number 2 is you have to unfreeze your bank account so you can use the fat that you have. You want to be able to use that money you saved up. It's time to get that car, man. Let's use it, right? But unlike that, and then you have to raise the metabolism back up so that you have plenty of energy, money, calories to budget with and play with. That's how you do it. You do that. You raise that energy, you unlock the fat, you stop the withdrawal, and then it'll go the opposite way and start coming off your body. If you don't do those three things, it just won't happen. And it doesn't matter about calories. When insulin is low, you can get more calories. Your body becomes more efficient. It does not equate to the old model of X amount of calories causing weight gain. You got to become a fat burner, not a sugar burner, and we'll go into that in the next videos, but that's the concept. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to become insulin friendly, stop the automatic withdrawal, unfreeze your bank account, and raise your spending, raise that metabolism back up and do it all naturally. I hope that was educational. I hope that helped you a little bit. You might have some questions coming. You can shoot them over, no problem. Check out the next video. We'll go into a whole lot more, and we'll see you then. Thank you.